Welcome to Reality Tea Times 2, the podcast where we discuss all the trash reality TV we love to hate. I'm Tanika, and today we're going to be discussing the single life. So I have nothing to discuss on the top of the episode. We're going to hop right in to Honey Day is Single Life, Season 4, Episode 10. Veronica says goodbye. What the fuck? Anyway, Natalie. It's first. And my question is, why are we cooking waffles on the frying pan? That's interesting. But anyway, it's been a month since the breakup with Josh. Mom says, well, guess what? I did a thing. I called Michael. He's coming to LA. Are you happy? Natalie is, not sure. She says, I'm still healing. I need the time. But you know what? On the other hand, maybe Michael can bring some light to her life. Mom says maybe we can rekindle something. He was so in love. It's an ideal time to make up, to have child. Lord fucking God. It's an ideal option. So Mike's an option? Oh my God. Everything everyone wants to hear. I'm an option. God damn it. Natalie says, I am ready to make up with him. She still has feelings for him, apparently. My girl doesn't know what the fuck she wants to do. But anyways. And maybe he still has feelings for me, too. I don't know about that. But let's get to it. We're at the farmer's market where they're going to be meeting Mike. And Mom wants her to be with Mike again. Have a family. Say sorry. And let's reestablish this relationship. What the fuck? Listen. The funny thing here is that Natalie is like, we were on the same page with everything. But clearly that wasn't enough for her because she still left Squim, left the wood, and went to Florida. Abandoned her marriage. So, why in the fuck would he ever take her back? Like, she left Puglia and went to Florida. Like, come on. So yeah, she wants to have her happily ever after, which we tried that. Didn't work. Then here comes Mike. Big Mike. And he hugs Mom immediately. And Natalie brought him flowers. It's like the last time when she went to go to see Squim. She brought him flowers on too. But he does hug Natalie. But the look on his face when he hugs her is like he's pained. Like he doesn't want to hug her at all. And she's like, he shows up and the rain stops. Right. Okay. I think, just a thought, I think maybe the rain was ready for him to stop and then he showed up and then just stop and stop. She's like, he's tall and he's handsome. All things that didn't seem to be enough before. She thought, she and him could get back together. Like J-Lo and Affleck. Listen, the difference is, actually, there's no difference. Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck shocked the whole world when they got back together 20 years later. And he cheated on her. Right? You just up and abandoned him. But anyway. Made him have to move Bo out of the apartment, which though probably for the best anyways. But then Mike says, it's great to see you, Mama. Mike does love both Mom and Natalie. Natalie says that Mama loves LA, and for Natalie, it's job opportunities here for her in the entertainment industry. But Mike does ask, so why did you leave Florida? Did you leave Florida for Josh? And now you guys are together? He literally calls it right there and then. That's fucking great. But now he says, oh, but, I did move for Josh, yes, but we're not together anymore. I promise, we're done. We're not together anymore. Anyway, Mom says, you know what? It is time to make up. And she says it in fucking English. And I'm like, oh, so that's what you've learned in English is it's time to make up. Wow. But you know what? I'm going to go back to my home. I'm tired. I think it's time for me to go home. And Natalie says, well, Mom likes to go home. She's stressed. And maybe me and you can talk privately. And Mike is like, okay, I understand. Because he's fucking on to you guys. He knows what's happening here. But there's not much else to really talk about here because, the fun part is going to happen next week. But let's move on past that and go to Debbie. So Debbie and Ruben are going to have their alone time now that Julian has fucked this world up. And you know what? Debbie wants a mojito. Debbie just wants good memories for the last day that she's there. Yikes. I did also write here that mojito actually looks really refreshing. But anyways, so Bruno's right, bring some shit up. And he's like, Julian brought up the past relationship that you had. You apparently moved to Morocco. Her face when she said that was like, I actually posted as a meme on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter. There's a meme there. Someone caught the look. It was so good. I died. Anyway, he's like, and he was 24 years old. Julian says he's just kind of concerned that you kind of move with your emotions instead of your head. And Debbie says, it wasn't like a fly-by decision. I knew him for several years. How long? Anyway, but, he took the switch up on me. We were supposed to do this, and then we ended up doing that, and whatever. So, she's like, then I left. And he wants to know, is the relationship over? Is the bridge burnt? Because it's my understanding that you are still helping his family. And she says, I have responsibility to ensure that his family lives in a nice place, a safe place. What? What fucking responsibility do you have to his family? I'm curious. What kind of shit do they have hanging over your head? You don't owe these people anything. You don't. So ensuring that they have a safe place to live is not your fucking problem. Debbie has, I think, issues letting go. Even if she wants nothing to do with him, she has issues letting go. But she said that's it though. There's nothing else going on. She wants nothing to do with Osama, nothing. But I guess he's okay with that answer for now, and that's basically it for Debbie too. It's pretty quick little snippets of everybody. But she we're gonna see how she reacts to Julian when she sees him and literally is like, what the fuck did you tell him? We'll see that later. But anyways, moving on to John. Again, very quick. everyone's really quick here. He's packing. He picks up a box and a garbage bag at his teeth. But he is on his way to Texas. 8 hours later, he says, I don't know, about 30 minutes away from Flagstaff. He got a ways to go. So, but he makes it to Texas. It was a 19-hour drive, and Meghan comes out to greet him, and she can't believe that he's actually here. John apparently came with gifts. River got a little doll and a set of flowers. Meghan got cheesecake. But apparently the sleeping arrangements are going to look a little like this. Meghan and River are going to sleep together in Meghan's room, and John is going to sleep in River's room. Temporarily. Because River obviously is used to sleeping with her mother, so they have to kind of carefully wean her off of doing that. Anyway, the next scene, we see him going outside, and, he's kind of gets to this wooden chime and hits it. It was so funny, the timing. He went to bed with a Woody because he was by himself. And Meghan comes out and asks, like, did you sleep good? And, he says, slept as good as he could. But listen, with this one has to figure out the sex situation, right? They could do it in the laundry room. But Meghan says, it's a no for me, dog, because if he thinks I'm really going to go fuck him in the laundry room while my daughter's eating lunch, he has another thing coming. She then tells him, so, in about 3 months or so, it's going to be a year that we've been dating. Just wondering, when do you think you can get me a ring? Girl, you just moved. And he says, like, well, that seems a little fast, doesn't it? And she tells him, but you've done it before. So what she's referring to here is because he proposed to somebody really quickly before, that she thinks that she should have the same thing. But that didn't work out with that person. So why in God's name would you think it's better for him to move fast with you? And when he says, I want to take it slow because he cares about you and he cares about this relationship and he doesn't want to lose it. Anyway, he says that was a mistake, moving quickly with that other person. And he does not want to make any rash or rush decisions. He wants to take his time. Honestly, I really wish he would take that and be grateful for that, because it's like, that means he actually really cares about my relationship. Our relationship. The fact that he wants to take things slow. But anyway, that's it for John. Again, I feel like I'm not talking enough about these people because there's not really a lot that actually happens. It's going to be a pretty quick episode. Veronica. Jamal's still here, y'all. He did not leave. They were able to talk and apologize to each other. And he says, I think I triggered you last night about Tim. But at the end of the day, you know what? She appreciates that Jamal has been, handling things well, the ups and the downs. And, she's like, I'm happy that you kind of stuck through it while she was going through her shit. She's like, I've never lost my shit on him before. And he says, well, I will communicate better. Use, come and see you every month, I think is what he said, until I figure out when I'm ready to move here. So the issue that I had with Veronica here is she's putting everything back on her. And she's literally saying, I flipped out. I was unreasonable. I did this. When it's like, okay, but he pushed you in ways that wasn't necessary. Talking about the Spanish, talking about making Tim's girlfriends feel comfortable and all this shit. He did all of that. So, yes, I hear her that maybe she overreacted to some extent, but I feel like she was taking all of his accountability and shouldering it herself, when he has quite a bit of accountability in all of this as well. Like, I'm just, I don't understand why she's with him. I don't get it. I mean, I know they're not together now. Spoiler alert, my bad. But I just don't understand why she ever gave this guy the time of day. I just don't get it. But anyways, they're headed to the airport now and he's going home and that's basically it. I don't even care. Ugh, waste of time. But that's basically it there for Veronica and, well, just Veronica. I really do hope she, God. Anyway, Chantel, let's just power on through this shit. These fools are matching. They're wearing all green. So stupid. So last day, and Chantel's like, maybe it was a mistake coming here. I wasted my time. Fuck you. Anyways, she was hoping for more affection from him. And he only kissed me on the cheek. He didn't dance with me. Giannis apparently reached out to her, wanting to meet her up with her before she left. And he's like, oh, I guess I'm gonna go. I don't know. Like, of course you're gonna fucking go. What is this conversation? He's like, I poured so much into Giannis. How did you pour so much into him? You've only been there a week. And why was this scene on the show? Why couldn't this have been on the next episode? Because I don't give a shit. This was so useless. I literally spent a minute talking about it. But yeah, I know this was a lot shorter an episode because it really wasn't a lot to really talk about. It's just a lot of people transitioning and whatever. Like, John can't get any sex and whatever. There's a lot of people transitioning and whatever. So this wasn't really a lot to talk about. Everyone had quick little snippets. I think the longest thing was really Natalie and Mike. Even that, there wasn't a lot to talk about personally. But that's it for the episode. But next time on, Debbie walks in to Ruben's room. She said, what the fuck did you tell Ruben? Chantel sees Giannis and he tells her he likes her. No, he doesn't. He doesn't like her. Anyways, Natalie tells Mike that she wants to have a child, but it doesn't look like it's going to go very well because I think that Mike is dating somebody. You don't say. Mike's been dating a lot of somebodies. Anyway, that's basically it. Hopefully next week is a little better than this week's episode. In terms of the length, I feel like I have so much more I should be saying, you guys, but I got nothing. But Seeking Sister Wife is coming soon. You probably, well, I'm going to try to get that to you on weekends, but most likely you're going to get that on Monday. Alongside with Love is Blind. You'll also get Married at First Sight, probably Tuesday. And then we're kind of right on track, hopefully. Again, as mentioned in a previous episode, you're going to be getting a bonus episode in maybe a couple of weeks from my other podcast. Just doing quick little snippets of a couple of episodes that we did this month that I want to highlight here. And that's basically it. But yeah, that is it for Single Life for this week. So if you like what you heard, please rate, review the podcast on either Apple Podcasts or Spotify. Also, don't forget that you can also share us with everyone in your life if you really love this. And I do want to read those reviews. I'm definitely getting 5-star ratings, but I want to read those reviews. So send me those reviews and I will read those 4 and 5-star reviews on the podcast. Also, We're on every one of your favorite podcast apps, every one of them, including you can find us on YouTube at Reality Tea Times 2. If you want to connect with us, you can do so by going to either Facebook or Instagram at Reality Tea Times 2. You can also find us on Twitter, TikTok, Reddit at Reality Tea Times 2 Pod. We also have our email, which is at realityteatimes2 at hotmail.com. Definitely want to hear from you guys. And we also have our new website where you can listen to all of these episodes. You can review the podcast on there as well. You can connect with me in any way, all the stuff. It's all there, and you can find me there at www.realityteatimes2, all spelled out, .podpage.io. It's there. And don't forget, I also have my other podcast with my friend Mikkel, Next Take Podcast, where we talk about all kinds of different topics. But you can find us on any of your favorite podcast apps over there as well. Or you can also go to YouTube, and you go to Next Take Podcast, as well as our website, which is solo.to/Next Take Podcast. So yeah, there's that, and that's basically that. And again, don't forget, if all of this information is overwhelming, we do have all of the links, everything in our show notes. But that is it for now, guys. Thanks. Bye.